pace of the growth is one of the biggest challenge. Growth equal extra supply, equal a lot of new pressure and new problematics, which we did not have when Dubai was running at 60,000 rooms, comparing to almost 120,000 rooms now in the market. So while I'm still 100% positive, I think it's questions of mindset to be programmed on how can we do business differently on different business models. But when we look at the KPIs of the market, I think overall, either from the numbers of visitors coming to the country or the KPIs on the overall performance of the markets, I think it's still pretty positive, and I'm positive for the way forward for Dubai.
Growth in tourism is a positive. The growth in supply is both a positive and a challenge. I think we all know that. And market changes and the ability to change your business with those business dynamics is probably the biggest challenge. And of course, discounting is something that we're in certainly within food and beverage, there's a discount market in Dubai, and with growth in supply. I think that one of the challenges is that there's a perception that we need to do that with our core business as well. But yeah, a lot of positives, but I think we all know and share the same challenges. So.
I think in terms of STR, where we're looking globally and regionally, there is a positive trend. Looking within the supply and demand. Surely there is supply, but then the supply matrix has changed a little bit. And in particular in Dubai, so we have looked and considered our travelers, the young travelers, the new travelers. So then we are moving slightly away from just being a luxury market to then a mid-scale. So you have boutique, and now then you've got your budget scale as well. So there will be a demand for these supplies. And again, you will not lose your luxury brands.
I think if we compare this country to 90% of other countries, there's a lot of things happening. They come up with a lot of activity. So the market will never die. Okay, some months it will go down, it's hot in summer, but now there is so easy to fix this kind of issue. There is Dubai 2020, there is the World Cup next door, they will come up with new things. So here is like, I compare it to Paris or London 100 years ago when everyone wanted to go and visit the Eiffel Tower. So yeah, they're still building and building. So people will come to Dubai. Hotels should stop fighting and reducing rates, because you stand to your point and then you all agree now is like, give me 10 less, 10 less, 10 less. And this is what killed the market. People will pay and people will come. I'm very positive about that.
We are lucky to be running at 75, 80% and more for some of us occupancy across the year with a very decent still ADR. The next few years are going to be a challenge, and everyone talks about 2020. For me, 2020 is yet to be proven to be a success. Until it's done and we turn the page and we look back, we will see what happened. As I said, I'm very positive. I think it's very good to have 2020, but how is Dubai going to come out of it? And then what's going to happen when all these hotels around 2020 are opening and then 2020 is over? What happened with the location? We don't hear anything about what's going to be the next step around 2020.
You know, as long as we continue to build, yes, there is an oversupply, but that oversupply will bring its own business. You know, people will always want to bring more business. As long as the airlift is here, as long as the airlines are continue to grow, then we will see the extra numbers that we need to fill up our hotels. What we need to see is diversification, and we saw this in the last couple of years or the last 5 years, where all of us, you know, for a long stage it was only 5 stars. Everybody wanted the 5-star. Now there is more your budgets, there is your different type of hospitality, and I think we need to see more of those.
We cannot work the way we as a hotel or as a hospitality group work a few years back. We have to look at how our operating models work. We have to know how to be dynamic, how to be agile, and how to adjust our operating models to be more efficient and to ways and how we can still have the profit levels that is expected from our ownership group. So it's always a balance, and I think as it makes as GM our job a lot more difficult because you have different stakeholders to keep happy. You have the owners, you have the customers, you have your team. We have to be able to able to be focus on all of them, balance, and still come out as winners. And it's not going to be easy. However, I think that's what's going to make it more exciting and interesting for us.
I guess hospitality in Dubai has always been a journey. And I don't think so that they will reach to any destination because they keep evolving themselves. I remember I came in 2002 and we are in 2019, so a lot of years, right? So at that time it was a challenge to sell Dubai. I was in sales, so when I used to go out and talk about the hotel, before I even touched the hotel, I talk about Dubai. I said, here's the map, here's Dubai. And this is how we started. After that, we overcome it very well. Look at where Dubai is. Then comes the recession. We overcome it very well. And then comes the oversupply. And hence I believe that every single time there will be some sort of a journey that will come and innovate itself to overcome all these challenges in the hospitality sector when it comes to Dubai.